Day 5 in the books. First day kind of a little disappointed the way we came out and participated today. Needed a little better mentality as far as approaching practice, so that was a little disappointing. We've been pretty healthy. Antoine Wilder had a little bit of a hamstring today, so he missed I'll find out more tomorrow morning. Lorenzo Nunez on Saturday hyperextended his knee. It's nothing serious regardless of what the reports you guys got. So, but he'll be fine. Hope to get him back in a week or so, and that's about it.
Does how tight this quarterback competition, even a week or so, hurt a guy like Lorenzo?
Well, anytime you miss time, that's part of it, and it's unfortunate for him. But he did some good things Saturday while he's in there, and I think they all did. They all showed some ability. I thought offensively we got after the defense, which was good. So that was very positive. But anytime you miss time, it's unfortunate. That's part of it.
Have you whittled it down any beyond Lorenzo?
Not really right now. I think that they all did some nice things we're going to work through this week. We'll get some scrimmage snaps again Saturday, and we'll kind of continue to press forward. You get another, partial scrimmage on Saturday, and then a full scrimmage the next Saturday, and then, of course, a spring game. So the quarterbacks were live in the scrimmage. I thought they responded well under duress for the first time. So there were some positives that was brought from that.
Brandon, in the part that we've seen, seemed to move up to 2 in the rotation. Is that just the way the rotation has worked, or is that merit-based?
Well, I think I would say both. That's the way the rotation has worked at times when you guys have been there. But he did some very nice things on Saturday, and so that was good. So did Perry. So did Connor. Lorenzo, unfortunately, we had the injury. So, but before he was injured, did some nice things. So again, I think that he did some very productive things for our football team and moving our team, and that's the most important thing in taking care of the football.
How do they respond to him? I know for a freshman that can be one of the toughest parts.
I think that's one thing. Brandon's got a lot of intangibles, which is part of being a good football player and especially a good quarterback.
Obviously, in this league, you win in the trenches, as you said on many occasions. So how have the trenches on both sides of the ball looked the first 5 practices?
I think offensively, obviously I think our line's a little ahead of where we are as the defensive line with Sean back, and we've tried to, as much as we could, marry terminology to some things they've done, some familiar things that they've done before. So certainly they're ahead of the defense at this time, especially in our front. But we need to get better up front defensively. That's an area we need to tremendously improve.
Coach Roker's been a little bit concerned about the interceptions, the turnovers. Have those gotten any better for you?
No, one's too many. So we had a couple today. So and there's a tip pass in the scrimmage part. It wasn't really the quarterback's fault on a third down situation. And then we had a couple ball security issues, one from a quarterback, one from a running back during the scrimmage issues, which is a positive for our defense, but yet a negative for our offense. And we've improved, but again, one's too many.
What brought Chris Moody back?
What's that?
What brought Chris Moody back?
Chris was going to transfer when we first got here, and that was the word that I got. And then recently expressed, some desire to stay at South Carolina. So, he's still here, and so we gave him an opportunity to come out and practice with us.
You spoke last week about looking for answers in the secondary. Is he a guy who might be able to help you there?
I hope so. I hope so. Good night. So, me and T-Rob may line up at safety.
We see the Garnet helmets out here. Have you given much thought to the fall wardrobe?
Yeah.
Can we discuss wardrobe for here?
Why don't you contact your sources?
Well, I'll ask them, but I'd rather get it from you.
Well, what have you seen?
You'll see it in the fall. That's why you got to come to the game, right?
Well, Steve was kind of a traditionalist. He was, you just roll out the same uniform. Are you more of a traditionalist?
I'm going to talk to the seniors about our wardrobe moving forward, and I want them to have some input in that. They have a lot better imagination than I do. So I could probably tell you.
Well, what have you seen from Bryce Williams the last couple of weeks?
You know what? He plays fast. He's one of the defensive guys that actually does play fast and plays at a good tempo. He's a bright young man. I've been really pleased with his retention, practice to practice, his effort, his toughness. But he flashes on the film. I mean, he flashes out there.
Do you like the depth at the linebacker position?
Yeah, I think we've got some good depth there. Sure do.
How hands-on have you been with the secondary, trying to get that group to where you want it?
We'll see how they play, and I'll let you know. Again, we've got a long way to go.
The fact you played in this league, does that help you as a coach understanding what it takes to win this league?
As Coach Spurrier told me one time, you're a lot better coach than you were player. And he meant it as a compliment. I didn't always take it that way, but no, I don't know. I think as much as anything, you understand the venues and the places you're going, and it is a little different if you haven't been a part of it before.
What does Ellis Johnson bring?
Experience, a wealth of knowledge in the state, a wealth of knowledge football, someone that's very good to bounce ideas off of. So for me, it's been he and Clyde Wren have been invaluable in their spots for me as far as this process. Been very valuable for me.
You're analysts. Do you just have an open door? Do you say, if you see something, let me know, or do you go to them twice a week or once a day and say, what do you got?
I think as much as anything, I'm always looking for input, and certainly a guy with Ellis's experience has been really good for us.